It says, when it is dark, look for the stars. Isn't that the cutest thing you've ever seen? I just love it so much. So I have been just really connecting with nature and my gifts, and we're in a really big portal right now. And so it is time for us to shine like the stars. Shine like the stars. And I actually got some of these papers when I went to a housewarming party, and we did like a mushroom ceremony, and you can't even see my eyes. We did a mushroom ceremony, and I need to not get sunburned. We did a mushroom ceremony, and then like a lot of the folks there do a ton of arts and crafts, and that's just who we are. And someone had a bunch of stuff that they were trying to get rid of, and I was like, can I cut it? Can I make things? And it was just so synchronistic, because it was all the things that I like say to myself, or symbols that they have shown me, like this one that says fly free, and it's a butterfly, and I think I brought it. I literally have my entire cup of coffee in my backpack. Just sitting there. This is how I, just sometimes ask for spills. I thought there was someone coming. It was a bird playing around. And then one of my friends, they had a bunch of books, and they were like, just take them all. Just take them all. And then they were also very synchronistic in this one. I don't know if you can see it, but it has like a blue fairy on it, and it says like, where would you fly? And I haven't started reading it, but the back says, will a girl's dream of becoming a princess come true? How can sad, mischievous, fearful animals help humans feel emotions? How did the world come to have color? Like, it's a bunch of different collective stories in one book, I think, from what I'm understanding. So it seems like like one of them is the myth of the unusual rainbow decades. So it's just something light and fun to read, but again, it just was so synchronistic. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to place these on here. This one's really cool. It says find the magic, and I've also got like a protection symbol, and then this one is actually tags, but I like the way it looked anyways, so I think I might cut them out when I get home and then put them onto my altar. I can't really decide. And I've got this snake with roses. I haven't decided if I want to put this on there yet, but it just really spoke to me about rebirth. And I know sometimes people think that, snakes are not a good symbol, but we shed like snakes. We shed our energy, we shed our hair, we literally shed skin. So like being connected to nature, that's what this kind of reminds me of, and just being in transformation. It's a bunny. But also sometimes I double check, because when I hear something and I like see some shovels, sometimes it's a literal dog about to run and pounce on me. Like, it happens all the time because I love dogs and I'm very attached to them. So I'm just watching out, because sometimes they come from swimming and then run through the mud and then come, and I've had one literally like pounce on my chest and knock me over, which I don't mind, but today I would like, to be aware of my surroundings. Yeah, I'm really excited to make this, and my cup says all you need is love and coffee. And it's a really beautiful day outside, and I've got my handy dandy like Dollar Tree bag that I got a long time ago that was just so freaking magical. So freaking magical. And one of the things that I love to talk about is just, our connection to people. I also just realized that this has, it's cut off, but it's an astrological wheel, and it has my actually 4 of them has my 4 signs on the top, so that's really cool. But we are so connected more than people think, and when you begin to connect with your ancestors, you start to realize that there's femmes around you, and it's more specifically like some of my southern ancestors that do this. They will orchestrate you with other ancestors who have a similar lineage, and you have a stronger connection. Like, I like to call them like my Sybil sisters, because we're all really psychic, and we're all and we're all extremely connected. And so we always know what each other are up to, or when we need help. So when I was going through a really bad, divine intervention, although I wouldn't really call it bad, it just was a really strong one, and it was really scary. And I think that was the first time that I actually felt a divine intervention that was also heavily led by God and the angels, and a ton of work. It was a very supernatural kind of intervention. Some people are like, oh, things are falling apart in my life. This was you need to run, and you need to run now. And people were, it was like an episode of Supernatural. That's literally what it was like. And the person I was with was like, what is happening? And I was like, this is a divine intervention. I've never seen anything like this. And immediately there's technically 4. 3 of my Sybil sisters contacted me, one of each days, because it took me 3 days to get to where I needed to go, because Spirit, the ancestors, the guides were like, you need to get home now. We're not messing around. And one of them I was telling, and everything that was going on, and they were giving me advice, and they're like, same kind of response. They're like, what is going on? And I'm like, it's a literal godly intervention. I can't explain it. And they just were like, be careful what you think. How quickly you manifest. That you are psychic. All of these things. And so they stepped in to help me, because they could feel my energy and that something was wrong. And that's why I love having these gifts, because this was how our ancestors used to communicate, not always by cell phone. We feel each other, and we know that something's wrong. And one of them is in the UK, one of them is in Miami, and one of them is in Texas, and the other one is in Charlotte, all places that I frequent a lot because of my ancestral lineage. And so we all kind of watch over each other. And then it was recently I had booked a flight to a specific location, and then that Sybil sister messaged me literally the day after and was like, hey, so what's going on with you? Are you coming? And so, things like this just happen, and it's just a magical thing. And so you have to also be very mindful of the things that you say, the things that you do, the thoughts that you have, because we are really powerful. And not only that, your soul family, your star family is going to be able to sense it a lot of the times. And so it's just good to do your protection work, not just for yourself, but also for them. And we do candle work for each other. We pray for each other, and we deliver messages for each other, especially when it comes to love, ancestors, all sorts of things. But now is the perfect time for you to be working on yourself and manifesting your wildest dreams. This is why I'm doing this right now. I was posting a lot of videos, and then I needed a moment to take a deep breath because, you know, also channeling that amount of information for everybody can be really exhausting from time to time. And, you know, I asked Spirit for a break. I was like, please help. So never be afraid to ask for help so you can, you know, take care of yourself and be in the divine energy that you are truly meant to be in, that you're like being called to be in, because it's really, really powerful. But I highly recommend that all of you do some sort of manifestation work right now. It's basically a 19-day portal starting today. So energy is moving super fast, and that's also why I'm hosting the 3-day event in the middle of the portal, actually very, very soon, next week, so that people can align and stop sabotaging and actually manifest what they are wanting to manifest. And a lot of people forget that when you're in a portal, like that's when you start to organize your life. That's when you get to know yourself so you can actually handle your manifestations. Like, people think, oh, I'm just gonna wait for my manifestations, I'm just gonna do things that kind of help me on the way, but you're not like fully committing, and that ends up being a huge trap, right? Like, the best thing you can do during a manifestation portal is to organize your life and get to know yourself, because not only that, you want to ensure that you are responsible enough, you are open-minded enough, you are ready to receive the manifestation that's coming into your life, so you don't delay it, and you don't like let's say it's prosperity. Like, you want to make sure that you have healed your money wounds. You want to make sure that if you are receiving a new love, a new marriage, a new relationship, new soul family, that you don't push them away, that you don't like project onto them, that you can, you know, feel safe within the love that they're going to provide you and not always question it, right? Like, these are things that you want to do during these portals. And in that particular event, it's 3 days, so I'm going to teach you how to deeply know yourself, how to manifest from that seat of observance, from love and compassion, how to stop sabotaging, and how to actually be happy. Basically, these 3 days is like, I'm going to light a fire under your butt and like activate your soul and your manifestation so you can draw it in really quickly and feel comfortable in your own gifts. Like, that is what the 3 days is about. So if you feel called to join, literally join, because it's meant for you. And I always do it at the beginning of the year, and I usually do it in the middle of the year, then at the end, to help people, to help my community, to help folks feel the support that they need, and to create lasting change, because that is something that we also go over. Like, it's not just about you know, going through the motions and then falling off the bandwagon. Like, I'm really big on people not being codependent and teaching them how to take care of themselves for the long haul. Like, I want you to know through and through how to communicate. I want you to know through and through how to use your clear gifts. I want you to know how to communicate with your ancestors when you're stressed out, when you're not stressed out, and how to receive messages even when you're resting, right? Like, these are all things that I want you to know. And so it's designed to help you understand that, and designed to help you like have a breakthrough. Like, it's a breakthrough 3-day event. So I invite you all to be there, because I know it's going to be freaking amazing. And like, my clients just always love it. And it's, yeah, it was a divine gift that came to me through the ancestors, in terms of like something to share with the world. And so I created it with them, with everybody else in mind. So it's just really powerful. So yeah, I just wanted to share that and just give you a tidbit of what's going on and what you should be doing during this portal, and how you can take care of yourself and following the signs, because it's more important than you think. And January and February are really big vast manifestation portals, and it's also really important for you to pay attention to how you communicate with people, because Mercury has a huge play into this. And so I'm going to break down how you can leverage astrology to help you during this time going forward. I love astrology. Like, I live, eat, and breathe it. And then I'm also going to have you take a very specific quiz so that you can get to know your own tendencies and understand how you show up in the world, so you can predict your own behavior and learn from yourself and know what environments work best for you, right? So when you are presented new opportunities, you can be able to decipher for yourself whether you should take it or not, right? Because sometimes, even on our spiritual journey and our, journey of our destinies and working with our ancestors and guides and spirit and the angels, we will be presented multiple opportunities, but it doesn't mean that we should take all of them. It means that we have all these opportunities and we get to choose, but we need to be able to choose what is best for us in this moment of our life and what we want going forward, right? Because our manifestations, the way they show up, are a direct reflection of the energy we put out. And sometimes you will get an opportunity and it's not exactly what you're expecting it to be. And sometimes you can actually turn that opportunity down, adjust your energy, and the opportunity will come back around in a way that is better suited for you, in a way that is more authentic to you, in a way that is more supportive, or maybe the person is better, right? Like, I see that time and time again. And I've had that happen in my life where, I would go on an adventure with someone, but it just was off. And it was because I didn't see certain areas of my life that I needed to do a little bit more healing, and I needed to be more specific with my manifestations, and I needed to tap in a little bit deeper with spirit and allow myself to surrender into the path. So then I would, cut ties with whatever I needed to cut ties with. And then I would sit down, do my healing, go into hermit mode, like help myself, and then push my energy out for my manifestations, draw it back in, and it would come back in a way that was a million times better than before, because I learned my lesson and I had signaled to the universe that that wasn't it, but I'm gonna try again. Right? Like, because some people think, like, if you do your healing work for too long, you're gonna miss your opportunities. You're not gonna miss your opportunities, but you can like, I wouldn't even call it miss an opportunity, but you can like turn away something that is good for you in a way, which is why it's good to have good discernment and understand how to manifest and understand how to communicate with the universe. So there's many like options for you in terms of how you go about your journey and what you feel comfortable doing. And I would say, like, even as you're working with your opportunities, sometimes it does take a higher level of self-awareness, self-confidence, knowing inner self, connection with spirit, to be able to manifest in that way. Because most of the time, when you are in the beginning of your spiritual awakening, you are trying to understand how to navigate a world where all of a sudden you can hear things, you can see things, your ears are ringing, you're seeing like synchronicities. Like, there's a lot that's going on, and so it takes time to build that spiritual stamina to get to the point where you can shift your manifestations consciously, right? And that's why it's so cool to develop your clairs, because your clairs are going to help you do that, and your clairs are going to help you heal, and your clairs help you heal your ancestors. They just make life so much easier. And then it helps you develop your psychic gifts as well. Like, they're all intertwined, and you don't have to worry as much, and you can sit comfortably on your path. Like, I'm in my destiny, I'm moving forward, even on days where I feel like I'm gonna scream so loud because I'm scared, right? Or I'm gonna scream so loud because I'm upset, or I'm frustrated that everything is breaking. And again, a lot of the time that happens, that divine intervention, because we're not making decisions that we need to make. We are in such a deep denial that the universe and the ancestors will remove things from your life until you wake up. And I was having a conversation with someone in one of the groups about this, and they really felt like they were missing something, but stuff was happening all around them and they didn't understand. And so it took a few times of me explaining to them that like, they will remove everything until you turn inwards and realize that you are the key, until you realize that you are responsible for your actions, until you address what is happening within you, right? Like, it always starts with us. And when people run away from their emotions and run away from their healing and run away from their inner workings, the universe will literally like slap you back down to earth and be like, there's no place for you to run now, because I'm going to take everything away from you, and now you have to sit here. And if you're still not getting it, we're going to shake things up a little bit in your fish tank. So then you finally look at yourself like, are you looking now? Like, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to send you to a teacher that's then going to tell you, do you get it? Right? So it's like, we have so much assistance. Like, people think that they're not being assisted, but you're being assisted every single day. Like, you even watching this video is you manifesting more information for yourself, more learning for yourself, a community, right? An invitation to grow, to like accept your destiny, to allow your soul to be activated, to be curious about something different, to forget what you think you know about manifestation, and forget all of the egos of other people, the ego within yourself, so you can receive abundance and joy and happiness and love and like money and whatever else you're trying to manifest. A duck, I don't know, huskies, I've got those, I love them. But yeah, like, it's a very interesting journey being on a spiritual awakening. So make sure though you were doing things right now, and if you want to do it with a community, and if you want to finally be free of all the crap that you have been doing to yourself, I want you to join that 3-day event. It is 555 for 3 days. Like, usually it's 555 for 1 hour of my time. So I'm gonna give you 3 days, and we're gonna dig in, and you're gonna have stuff to do at the end of each day for you to continue to work on. And then you also will have access to a very special session as a gift from me to you that I'm not going to share yet, because it's for folks who are going to be there. But I want you to know that you were always loved, you were always supported, but to be at this event, just do it. Like, just move forward, invest in yourself, invest in your time, invest in your 2025, right? Like, when we stop looking at the world as just 3D things and start realizing that we are so much more powerful than that, and money is just energy, when you begin to invest that kind of energy, your entire life just like fully turns around, fully changes, fully like excels and grows in ways that you just like you can't even you can't even fully comprehend. But there's someone over here, so I'm trying to like, I don't like when people are in my energy. I don't like it. Especially people I don't like. But when, give us 1 second. So for some reason, side note, on this place in particular, there's some people who like to linger around what I'm doing all of the time, and so that is one of those people. But anyways, what I was saying was, invest in yourself, and when you invest in yourself, you tell the universe that you are ready for everything else that's coming down the road. Do you know how many times I invested in myself and watch my manifestations come in like the week later, or like a day later. And there were times when I wasn't even sure how I was going to pay for it, but then all of a sudden the money would appear, or money would come from somebody else, or like I happened to be there and it was like a freakish sale or something like that. And like I was like, what does it matter if at the end of the day spirit is like, are you ready or are you not ready? And it just means I'm just gonna put down some money, and that means spirit's like, okay, thank you for taking it seriously. Why wouldn't you do it? You know what I mean? Like, I am such that type of person. It has never ever let me down, and my biggest manifestations have always come when I did. There was one time, this is probably gonna be TMI for some people, but I just really don't care. There was one time I was listening to something from my living room. Well, the sound was coming from my living room, but I was in the bathroom because I really had to go, but I was like refusing to miss whatever gift they were gonna give away. And it was like a huge opportunity. And so I freaking worked I literally, when they said like, click that link, there's only 10 spots, I was literally going to the bathroom, and I like got off the toilet all fast, grabbed my phone and was like, and then the next day I ended up getting 2 different producers, and then an opportunity to go to LA to record my song, and then someone did my album cover for like super cheap, like dirt cheap. Like, these are some of the best people. And then I ended up getting a distribution deal. Like, it was like literally just from that moment of me, like, you know that phrase of either you're gonna shit or get off the pot, like literally a live moment like that. So I wanted to share that with you again, just to say, like, are you gonna shit or are you gonna get off the pot? Like, you know what I mean? Like, make up your mind. What do you want? So if you want to join, if you want to come along for the ride, if you want to manifest during this portal, come join. It's called Kick the Shit Happiness Challenge. It's 3 days. The link is below in the description. And come also to our group sessions where we are developing our psychic gifts and our clairs. And we're also going to go over that in the challenge as well. So hopefully I will see you all there, but I just wanted to share that with you. Sending lots of love and hugs, everyone.